Good morning and welcome to Wholesome Roots. This morning there is a light drizzle in the air, so hopefully I'll be able to get some vlogging done outside if it clears up. Don't want to get my camera all wet now. What'd you boys find?
We found a butterfly.
Whoa, that's a pretty eastern tiger swallowtail. Ah, you don't have to run from me. You don't have to run. You can go back in the pond. Oh, you're talking. Well, they're still staying in separate groups and not intermingling too much, but that's okay. Our goats did that for a long time, the Alpines and the Nubians. They eventually started hanging out and sleeping together in the same little pile of love. This is working out really well. I'm really happy that they're up here now. Seems like a great spot for them, and I get to see them more regularly than how I saw them before, because they were on a different end of the property and all I would do is go and give them food and water, and that was the end. So there wasn't a whole lot of interaction, and I love interacting with my ducks. So this is fun. I like it. So sweet. Okay, so here we are, another morning, doing the same thing over and over again. Taking care of our animals, milking the goats, getting them all fed, and getting them out to the paddock in the morning is our #1 priority. Isn't it, Rowan?
Yeah.
And sometimes we don't feel like doing it, do we? Almost. Gotta put this finger down and this one up. There you go. So, like Rowan said this morning, I don't want to go milk the goats. And I said, I know.
I want to play hide and seek by the tree.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't want to get up and go and do your routine and do the things that you have to get done. Sometimes you just have to do it. Even when you don't want to. There's a lot of mornings I wake up in the morning and say, oh, I wish I didn't have to go let the goats out. Oh, I wish I didn't have to milk. It takes so long to get everybody milked and fed and out in the barn. But you know what? We still do it. Because it has to be done. And it's important. And we can't just quit. The animals are here waiting for us, aren't they?
Yeah. Turkey.
So I think that's kind of an important thing to talk about, is the fact that we don't always get to do what we want to do when you choose to homestead and have animals that you have to take care of. So that's a very important thing to remember for those that are homesteading or wanting to homestead, to know that once you have animals and a garden to take care of, you can't just stop and not take care of them. You see what happened to my garden when I stopped taking care of it because my goats were sick. I had to let it go. I had to focus on my animals and get them well, because they are alive, living animals. They have to be my first priority. Of course, after my family. Family always comes first. And the rain is picking up, so I'm gonna stop talking because you guys won't be able to hear me over this tin roof, and I will pick this back up in a little bit. I know the rain is making it loud in here, but I just wanted to update you on Fancy 2 and her pregnancy. She is due on the 16th, and as you can see, her belly is very big, very large, and you can see also her udder is really starting to develop. She is going to be a wonderful mother and a wonderful milker, and I can't wait. Well, this hasn't been a very fun morning. I was trying to stay upbeat and positive about the whole, you know, don't quit and you just have to stick to it and go and take care of the animals no matter what. And the boys have been a handful this morning. They said they didn't want to go milk. I didn't realize that meant they were going to be so difficult. But because it was raining so hard, they decided they were going to run out in the rain and get soaking wet and then put mud in their hair. So I The rain has been delaying me all morning because I'm trying to decide whether or not to put the goats out or to put extra food in their stalls and leave them in because it's supposed to rain again in an hour. So that means a whole bunch of extra work because I have to put enough food for everybody in each stall instead of just bringing it all out to one place outside. So I actually had to cancel on my mentor. She was supposed to come over today after I was done milking, and we were going to go over some stuff so that I could finish with this mentorship and get my certification as a journeyman farmer, and I had to cancel. So that's disappointing. And then when I went into the buck stall to get the buckets out for feed, I saw a puddle of poop. Yes, a puddle, not pellets. Bo has diarrhea again. So I think what's going on with him is that whatever caused him to get sick in the first place, most likely grass, has created a virus or bacteria in his rumen. So because the antibiotics worked so well on Fancy when she got sick, I think I'm going to do the antibiotics. But I'm going to try one day of the garlic ginger paste. So I gotta go make a new batch because we used all of it already. So I'll do the garlic ginger paste and I will dose him with that today. I'll do the acute dose, which is 1 dose every hour for 3 hours, and then a dose every 3 hours, and then a dose every 4 hours. So that means he's gonna get a lot of that cayenne and garlic and ginger in his system. And I'm also gonna do the GI soother, which has slippery elm in it. So if those two things combined don't clear him up by tomorrow when I'm milking, then I will start antibiotics tomorrow, because I don't want to go through 5 days of him being sick again. And I have a sneaky suspicion it is a bacteria in his rumen that we didn't exterminate completely with just herbs, even though it took out most of the bacteria, and it did almost completely wipe it out of his system, enough so that we, you know, thought he was in the clear again. And he's been fine. He's been great. He's been eating. He's been great. I mean, his poops have literally changed since this morning when I got in the barn to now. So he is at the very early stages of it. So hopefully catching it like this will get it under control very quickly with the herbal treatments. And I will continue with the GI soother and the ginger paste even if I start the antibiotics. So that's where we stand now. I'm not gonna panic about it. I'm not gonna get upset, because now that I've gone through it enough times, I feel more comfortable and familiar with this situation, and I feel like I now know how to handle it better. So hopefully I've learned a lot. So the rain has stopped temporarily, so we're gonna make our way up to the house and take care of what we have to up there, and just keep pushing forward, because that's what we do. And homesteading is never meant to be an easy hobby to take on. It's meant to be a way to provide for your family on a level that you can't really get from a grocery store, that you can't get in a classroom. We are growing and teaching and educating, and we are being healthy, and we are living this lifestyle because it is good for our health and our mental health and our physical health and everything. So we trust that despite the hard times when we don't feel like going out in the morning to do our chores, or the times when we discover that we have a sick animal, or the times when we even lose an animal, those might be trials and tribulations, but they're worth it. For all of the good that we get from this lifestyle, it's worth every minute. So make sure that you check out our video from yesterday, celebrating on our anniversary with a new contest. Go check it out. Please like, share, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time on Wholesome Roots.